This program contains adult language and situations which may be considered offensive to some viewers and/or children, but more likely their parents.
Alright, people, I got something to talk about. We're talking about local current events. And I like to keep my I like to give everyone my opinion on this and see what everyone else thinks about it. So, about a year or two ago, there was a Buffalo police officer that got in trouble with the department because he was posting videos on YouTube. I think it was like Vine. I think it was. It was something like 7-second videos. You know, like those stupid Vine videos. It was a big fad. I don't even think it's around anymore, to be honest. But he was a big person doing Vine videos. And they were funny videos. I mean, not really my style of humor, but, you know, it was clearly trying to be funny about it. But he got suspended for doing that, and they said it was due to his social media. And I think he got back on the force. And then he just today I heard again that he got in trouble again with the videos, and I know it's fucking stupid, but it's like, okay, clearly there, it seems like, you know, the Buffalo police are just, they're going after this guy because, I don't know. I mean, I never watched, I haven't seen his videos. I saw like a couple of them, and they weren't like overly offensive, you know. My videos are more offensive than his. Let's just say that. You know, it's just like, you can't be that offensive in fucking 7 seconds, okay? But, you know, for what it is, I mean, he just seems like a guy that likes to do YouTube videos. I mean, I'm not gonna blame him for that, but really, I mean, I think the whole point of it was that he was wearing his uniform or something on a video where he was just doing all these things. I mean, I'm going to defend the guy on it, okay? I think that there's a point in time, you know, with everything that you hear about, you know, police officers these days, and how, you know, you hear a lot of stories about them going around and shooting people, shooting pets, you know, dogs or whatnot. There's, hi Gravy, there's, you know, you hear a lot of stories about it, you know, some white cop shoots a black kid, and then they're like in the streets rioting and protesting and all that other, you know, happy horse shit. And to me, I see those kind of stories, and I'm just like, you know, I don't know if the cop's innocent or not, you know. But then I see stories like this, and I'm like, you know, with all these stories about police shootings and police beating people up and everything else, I'm not saying it doesn't happen, and I'm not even saying that it does. I mean, you know, you gotta think about it. If every police officer in America was trained to be brutal like that, you would definitely hear more about this. I'm just saying. But you hear stories all the time about, yeah, there's the police shot some black kid or some, you know, Spanish kid or whatever, and now they're all rioting in the streets, and, you know, I mean, I'm all for this guy making videos. His name is Officer Richard High. Richard H-Y, High. So Dick High. Okay? Hi, Dick. Dick High. Okay. And I'm all for him. Let's support this guy. You hear way too many stories about police officers going off the deep end and hurting someone real bad or killing someone or whatever, and they get off the hook, you know? And then you hear about this shit where it's like, oh, this guy's trying to, make people laugh, and he gets in trouble. I think that's bullshit. It's like, oh yeah, it's okay if you go and shoot someone. Yeah, we're fine with that. You know, if you shoot someone, we'll give you a fucking award. But make sure you never do a fucking, funny video. And I know police officers that watch my video. I know police officers do watch my video. Watch my videos, I should say. I know a couple of the Buffalo police do. I know the arresting officer, the guy that arrested me, he watches them. So, listen, I'm all for this guy 100%. I don't think there should be any kind of discipline. In fact, you hear too many stories about shit like this, and I just think it's you hear way too many stories about police shootings and all this other crap. I mean, it makes the police look human too, because that's what they are. They're human. They're human beings as well. They're not like some superhero. They're not superheroes. They're far from superheroes. I'll admit that. They're like a lot of them. Yeah, they're assholes. Some are cool. That's fine, but they're not superheroes. None of them really are. Okay, but I'm just saying that. I'm all for them. Making themselves more human. Okay, they do what they do. They play video games. They watch movies. They play music, and they also do YouTube. Do I agree with him wearing the uniform on video? I'm not gonna judge on that. I mean, I'm sure it's some kind of, I'm sure it's like some kind of policy. I've had policies like that as well, I wasn't really allowed to, wear my uniform shirt with the company logo out, like, in public or anything like that, only when I was working. I actually got in trouble for that. Actually, I got in trouble for that by the protected party. Yeah, so because what happened was I was working for KBS at the time, and I was working. It's a cleaning company, KBS Cleaning Company. I think it stands for like Kellermeyer Bergensen Services or some bullshit. And I was cleaning the J.C. Penney's out in the Eastern Hills Mall. Well, if y'all know about that area, there was a bar I used to go to. It was called Club Infinity. And there was like a couple good bands coming there. I wanted to go. Ironically, the band that was playing that night was Dying Fetus. Okay, I think that's funny considering the circumstances. But so what happened was I was like, I gotta work tonight, and you know, I don't know if I'll be able to make it. So what I actually did was I worked there, and then I walked. It was only around the corner. So after work I missed a band, by the way. I don't really care. I mean, I had to work. But I got home, or not got home. I got out of work, okay? I didn't change my shirt or anything. So what happened was I just went to this concert in my work shirt, you know, in my work uniform. And I get in there, I pay the whatever money, and or I might have had a ticket, I don't remember, but I got in there, and first thing I see is Protective Party run up to me. He's like, "Oh, Michael, like, shut the fuck up, I don't want to deal with you tonight." So, and she was just bothering me the whole night. Okay, at Club Infinity, at a Dying Fetus show, no less. And so the one day, or not, so every time I would walk back, she was at the bar the whole time, surprise, surprise. And she every time I walk, because in order to get from the band, where the bands play, to I kept going back and forth between the bands and the merch table to, you know, buy shit. I would have to walk past her because she was sitting right in the middle of the bar, and that's where I had to go. So every time I walked back and forth, she'd look back and start laughing. I'm like, shut the fuck up, bitch. So eventually, she comes up to me, Mike. I'm like, what? Get the fuck away from me. I don't really want to deal with you. No, listen, I want to call a truce. We're going to be seeing the same bands, the same shows. We're going to run into each other. Okay? What's your point? I want to call a truce. Okay, whatever. Let's call a truce. Let's not bother each other. Don't acknowledge I'm here. So can we shake it? I said no. I don't know where that hand's been. Fair enough. So then, okay. So then she's like, "What's KBS?" I'm like, "Don't worry about it. Don't talk to me. Truce starts now. Don't worry about it." So the rest of the night, I had a good time. A couple days later, I get called into the office at work. "Mike, we got a complaint that you threatened somebody at work." I'm like, "Who?" "It was some customer. You told some girl you're gonna punch her out and all this other shit." I'm like, what? So they played the fucking thing for me. I recognized the chick's voice. Yeah, it was a Protective Party. And I said, okay, yeah, she was bothering me at the fucking thing. She asked me what KBS was. I was wearing my shirt. She asked me what that was, and I said, "Don't worry about it." And then my boss was like, okay, I'm not going to fire you or write you up, but you need to stop wearing that KBS shirt outside. I said, yeah, okay, I wore it because I didn't change after work. So like, yeah, if you want to do that again, that's fine. Just make sure you bring a set of clothes so that you can change into them. Don't wear that KBS shirt outside of work. That's all I'm going to say. Okay. So I did it a couple more times. I went to Club Infinity a couple more times. And every time I did that since then, I just brought like an extra shirt with me, and I would go in the bathroom or something and just change. No big deal. So, I mean, as far as this police officer goes, I can get it that I can kind of understand that. Even if it's like something stupid, like even if they're on off duty, they should be wearing their police uniform. It's not. If you're not gonna be a cop, then don't be a cop. You know what I'm saying? It's like, if you're not on duty, you can't be a cop, really. It's like, so, that's that. I mean, I can get that, but if Officer High wanted to do videos, I mean, that in itself is fine. I don't, I'm not against. I'm 100% for him doing videos. I think shooting videos is better than shooting people. You get my drift? So, if he wants to do that, more power to him. But you know what, man? Keep the uniform off. Whatever. Just do what the fuck they tell you, If you want to go on a rant, if you want to go on full-blown, just full-on rants about something that bothers you, I'm 100% for it. Just don't wear the fucking cop uniform on the video if you're not going to be a cop. If you're not on duty, you shouldn't be wearing a cop uniform unless you're on duty. That's all I gotta say, okay? Now, one thing I do have to say, though, is that I ran into that Eric Katz guy today. That was interesting. Now, I kept thinking that this Eric Katz guy was the cop that arrested me. Okay? I kept thinking it was him. Just because of like this Eric Katz guy loves loves when I was talking about Hawaiian shirts and shit. The reason that I kept saying that because the detective that arrested me, I ran him in the parking lot as well. He mentioned pop-ups, the insert shots, and okay, well, they're not really pop-ups. They're called insert shots. That's technical term. And this Eric Katz guy was saying pop-ups as well. What else? He was talking about moving out to Cheektowaga, and there's just a lot of similarities between what he was saying and the speech, and, the guy doesn't really type that well, and you can see up here, it's a little broken. Not broken English, but it just seems like somebody that can't type right, or, if you tried being goofy, it just seemed like it was the same person as, and there was other people on that commented on YouTube as well about that. Okay, they said, oh yeah, I see a lot of similarities. I think that this Eric Katz guy is the detective. And this Eric Katz, oh, no. And, I kind of just, didn't think much of it, because detective, he's trying to be undercover, okay? I would think the detective was trying to be undercover or whatever. Actually, I would think that even just saying that would kind of be illegal, because I'm like blowing his. It's not illegal. I don't know. What am I gonna do? Oh yeah, I found out your cover. oh my god. I don't know. But I'm going to say this right now, that Eric Katz guy is not the detective that arrested me. He's not even a detective. He works at fucking Dollar General. Yeah, detective. Might be, I don't know. Because he come up, I saw him like at the corner. I was like trying to cross the street, and he's driving down the street with some guy in the car. He's like, oh yeah. He's like, hey. I'm like, who the fuck are you? Oh, I'm Eric Katz. I'm like, he's like, I'm not a cop. See, look, he holds up his name tag, and it says Dollar General or something on it, and it's like, okay, whatever. You know, it's a big fat guy, okay? I don't know. It was just, okay, you're not a cop, fine. We finally got a face to a name, you know? So, alright, so we finally got a face to a name. So, that's about it. You know what I say? Free Dick High. Free Richard High. Free Officer Dick High. Free Officer Richard High. That's what I'm saying. I'm all for this guy getting his job back. But just don't wear the fucking uniform when you're not on duty. That I have no problem with him making videos. Okay, just if it's a police policy to not wear the uniform when you're not on duty, then don't do it.